What's up? JB here. So, I'm getting this in pretty late, but I'm just thinking better now than never. So, I watched Aquaman with, you know, my stepdad. And yeah, we watched it like after Christmas, obviously. I mean, like it's Christmas. Like obviously I was at home. But, after Christmas, I was able to watch it with my stepdad in theaters. I don't know if it was IMAX or not, but it's a pretty big screen, so I think I got the full experience. And by the way, long story short, before I just go into the whole spoiler part, I'll just give you a short version of how I felt about the movie. It was awesome. Like, this is the first I think it's just about the first DC movie I've seen in theaters. I've usually just seen them on like DVD or like on YouTube and stuff. Cause I don't watch that many movies in theaters in general, just because it's kind of a lot of hassle just to go see a movie. So I don't really do it that often. But I'm so glad I saw this one in theaters because I don't think seeing this on just a normal TV screen like really captures what's so great about it. Just I love the acting, I love the visuals. Like you hear in a lot of reviews, the story's not too special, but like once again, it didn't really need to be because like the story fit what was happening like perfectly. Like the story didn't really need to be like the best thing ever. I mean, I can definitely argue that the story of Black Panther is different in some ways, but similar to a ton of other stories in a lot of ways. So, I mean, by the way, a lot of people are calling this DC's Black Panther. I could definitely see that. Just because the whole, you know, king gaining the throne, it's really hard not to see similarities. But, without getting into spoilers, I can just tell you, I love the movie. It's in my top 10 now. I think at some point I'll make a video about, my top 10 favorite movies. Yeah, I think I will. And I'll just go into detail, like, why I feel this certain way about this certain movie. But, expect that in the future, I guess. I mean, oh, I really hope I don't forget because now I just really want to make that video. But it's in my top 10 now. And yeah, I felt great after watching it. Out of 10, I give it, you know what? I I'm gonna give it a 9. Yeah, I'm giving it that high rating. Now, of course, there could be a lot of things I could be nitpicking, a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense in a logical standpoint. But this is a comic book movie. Like, if you want stuff to make sense, why are you watching a comic book movie? So, obviously, I wasn't one of those people who just like super, nitpick this, nitpick that. And like, obviously, I have some friends who like do that kind of thing. And honestly, I can't really judge them because apparently some people just have trouble believing certain things that are comic book. And I can't judge them for that. I don't want to judge them for that. To each is his own. So, if you're one of my friends and you're hearing this, I'm not judging you for nitpicking, but the way I see it is this is a comic book movie and this is like really the like one of the closest things that you could see to like a grand scale comic book movie in live action. I even heard one reviewer He's popular enough that if I just said his name, you'd immediately know. But I heard him actually say like this is like Lord of the Rings with fish, and I actually understand that. So yeah, that's non spoilers. Now, if you don't want me to spoil this movie, just end the video. Just stop watching the video right here. Like that's all you gotta do. You just know I like the movie. That's my very quick review. Here's spoiler review. Now, uh, in depth, I loved how Atlantis looked. It just looked like this really, I don't want to say peaceful considering how much fighting went on here. Like, I'm not just gonna be like the people who are watching Black Panther. Like this Wakanda is a peaceful place. There's a lot of death in Wakanda in just this one movie. In just a lot, I can think of a lot of people in that movie who would like wanted to solve things in very violent ways. So I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a very peaceful place. But anyway, I digress. I think it was a very beautiful place. Just the effect of everyone like swimming around and just looking very natural while doing it like they've been doing it for years. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I've been sick for like a week. But just seeing this place just come to life, just seeing Atlantis come to life. Like, Aquaman used to be the main hero that everyone would use in a punchline. He used to be the ultimate superhero joke. Now you can't make jokes about it anymore. Like you just can't. You can't make jokes out of Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Out of James Wan's Aquaman. It just kicked things up to that next gear. Alright, I said there was going to be in depth. Well, I loved all of the acting. Like, one thing though, and this isn't a nitpick, this is just a thing I want to mention. Black Manta, like, his performance came off very, like, comic book to me, but that's why it didn't really, like, bother me and everything, because it's a comic book movie. And he's, like, the one character who's, like, being comic book villain. And honestly, that's fine with me, because since the rest of the acting is, like really, like, legitimately good, and, he's the one person who comes off as very, like, comic book, it honestly didn't even bother me. Because I heard a lot of people saying that, oh, the fight between Aquaman and Black Manta in the movie wasn't very good. There were two fights between the two of them, like, in the beginning, and, like, somewhere in the middle. Both of them were awesome. So I don't know what people were talking about there. Like, this just goes to show, like, don't just listen to critics. Watch the movie for yourself. Like, that's why I have a different opinion about Batman v Superman than a ton of people do. Don't just take someone else's opinion and let that sit at the forefront of your mindset. Like, when you're thinking about a movie, just watch it. Don't just take someone else's opinion. Actually sit down and watch the movie. Like, what makes us who we are is just, like, having our own opinions. So, like, there's no point in even discussing movies if you're just going to take other people's opinions about a movie that you haven't even watched yet. So, even though, like, haven't even seen, like, a bad review of this movie at all. Like, the worst review I've seen is as someone who thought it was average, just saying that everyone else is saying this movie is great, I think it's just average, and I respect his opinion. But, like, that's the worst review I've seen of this movie. And it makes sense to me because the action was so great, the CG was so on point, the acting, fantastic. Like I said, I enjoyed Black Manta. Like, I enjoyed how comic book it was. And I hope we see him again in some of the future DC movies. His design is great. Like his character is that actually has some level of depth. Like he wants to kill Aquaman because Aquaman is the reason that his father is dead. And like, by the way, Ocean Master, King Orm, I think that's how you say his name. He was really good, like a really good villain. Like it's one of those times when you can't even really call him a villain. He's just doing what he feels is right. This is why you can compare it to Black Panther. Like Killmonger's not really much of a villain. He's just a man who's struggled so much in the past and resents a lot of people who are the quote unquote heroes who deal with these situations in very questionable ways. Like Black Panther, T'Challa's dad killed his dad even though there was really no need. Like he could have easily just disarmed him. And here, Black Manta's dad could have been like Aquaman could have saved his dad even though his dad tried to kill Aquaman. I get that. But like he still could have saved him. He could have like put him in prison or something, but he didn't. Like it's one of those times when moments that are cool to us come off as like really dark to them, and that's what I love about it. But like I'm running short on time, but it's very long movie. I wouldn't say the pacing is bad. I'd say that like after each scene, I wasn't necessarily bored. I just wanted to get to the next scene because I know this is like a 2.5 hour movie. But once you got to that next scene, it's just like, oh my god, that was so cool. And I love the relationship between Aquaman and Mira. I just love it. I mean, I'll probably give it like less than a 9 out of 10 later on in my life after I like watch it a second time. But for now, I feel like it's a 9 out of 10. That is my review on Aquaman, and just go watch the movie. It's really great. I recommend seeing it in theaters. Catch you guys next time.